What up, fish tank people? FishTankTV.com, Dustin's Fish Tanks, bringing it to you loud and fired up and in your face on a Species Sunday. Very special day, folks. Got two species I'm excited to bring to you. Got Bryan here who's kept them both. They're going to be up. One of them's up on Aquatic Jungles. The other one will be up soon. But first, the trace to my trifecta, the third goal in my hat trick, Drei to Auf Deutsch if you prefer. The third 125 is up in the greenhouse. Oh, baby, are we excited or what? Bryan and I loaded this sucker up. Came down from Findlay, Ohio. This tank was my old girlfriend Abby. Shout out to you out in San Fran. Had it. Got her into cichlids back in about '96. Had it in her house. It sat, some of you longtime subscribers have seen it. It sat in my dad's family room for like 3 years. And I'm like, dude, I got a greenhouse. I need a third tank. I need a third 125. He brought it down. I'm all excited about it. Old man came down from Findlay to hook it up today. Excited about having the uno, dos, tres in the greenhouse. Trifecta, baby. Loving it. Hat trick. Having a good time. I said I wanted to look and see how old it was. Look at this. No support across the top. Insane. Thick, thick, thick glass. Look at the thickness on that glass. Look at the thickness on that glass. Noticeable difference there. How much thicker? What's the... Yeah, it's definitely thicker. I don't know what the... It's heavy as hell, too. Yeah, it's definitely thicker than that. And what's fun about this thing? Made in, I don't know if y'all can read that, April 2nd, 1987. So we got an old boy here. So we're excited to have a classic big old 125 in the mix. And we're excited to have Bryan here as we always are. Bryan's in the mix. And we're going to talk today about Anubias, baby. I got fired up about it the other day. Hold up your favorite, boy. I pulled out this Congensis. And Bryan was like, oh, bro, you didn't tell me you had Congensis. Like, yeah, baby, we got it. Talk about it, dude. You got Congensis in your tank.
Congensis and Minima.
All right, now let's get the two things straight here. They look a lot alike, but there's a couple different things going on here. Minima, why do they call it Minima? It's not minimal at all. It's huge. Like,
good question.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but it's a big, tall. How tall does this sucker get?
Right now, it looks like it's probably 10 inches, maybe 12 inches tall. I've honestly not ever seen it this big, but that's awesome that it is. So.
Yeah. Fat plant, gets big, you know, just like other Anubias, handles the high pH, handles, you know, from Africa. What's the #1 rule with Anubias, Bryan? We posted it on Aquatic Jungles, what we're going to tell the folks now.
Don't ever plant the rhizome of the plant. The roots are okay, you want to plant the roots. If you put this underneath your substrate or soil or sand or gravel, this will melt. Your plant will die very quickly. Don't ever do that. Plant just the roots, leave the big bulky part where all the leaves come out alone.
Yes. Congensis, you can see the new growth coming off of there. Bryan believes this is a marbled variant, yeah?
Yes, most definitely. I've not seen it like this personally before, but if not, then people are going to get wicked cool plants if they're getting this plant in the next week or two.
Yeah, it's a hot plant. So we're excited about having Minima. Now, Congensis, how big does it get? We know Minima gets...
Saying this gets 12 inches, I wouldn't suspect this is going to get much taller than 9, maybe 10. It's got a narrower stem on it, and it's also a little bit darker. You can tell the difference in the stem color. Definitely. This one has a little bit more purple in it. If you turn this plant over, you can actually see a little bit more color on the other side, but this one stays dark on both sides.
Gotcha.
So you'll oftentimes get these 90-degree angles with Congensis. You'll get them a little bit with Minima, but it's more apt to happen on the smaller Congensis, which is a neat trait for the plant itself, because it'll sit in your tank and kind of look like a cryptid a little bit, then a sword, and Anubias all tangled up together.
Yeah. Dude, awesome, man. So real fired up. Minima's already up in Aquatic Jungles. Congensis will be up soon. Bryan did the write-up on Minima. The dude's kept it before, so all big shouts to him. So real excited about it. Also want to show some other stuff. Tons of jungle val. Some crypts we're going to talk about probably next week. The Kleiner bar swords, I don't know if you guys saw that in my 75, but they get that really, really awesome red that you cannot see it on this plant here, but they get that really, oh yeah, you can see this one, really, really killer red. Any of you dirted people, you definitely want to get yourselves, try out some different swords, because in a dirted tank, they just absolutely go nuts, look great. So, hey, Bryan, question for you, bro. People have been asking me about high pH plants. That's all Anubias, right? But you could keep swords in higher pH. I mean, plants for the most part. I want to just know your opinions on higher pH plants. 8, above 8, Anubias? That's it?
Above Anubias, 8. You can take Anubias up to 9. I've personally kept it in my Tanganyikan tank at 9 before, or 8, which is kind of high for the tank at the time, but it survived just fine.
But that's about it, though. That's all you really want to mess with.
Swords, I wouldn't take them. I mean, think about where swords are naturally coming from.
Yeah.
It's soft, clear water, so I wouldn't take them above 8. You could probably take them right up to 8, but each plant's going to do its own thing.
And these freaks right here, caught them. I'm trying to catch them on film, but I haven't yet. Happy Species Sunday, folks. Hope everyone makes it a great week. Loving having 3 tanks in this sucker. Later.